Our first event is the interview competition. Each of our contestants will be asked questions to which they will give their best response.
Some answers may be funny, some may be thought-provoking, and some may even bring you to tears.
But all of the answers have been edited for your entertainment. So sit back and enjoy our 2020 Mr. Middletown interview competition.
Our first contestant is Arthur Dash. Among other accomplishments, Arthur was an all-star linebacker for the very successful Middletown Blue Raider football team. So Arthur, during the football season, you and your teammates would always respond to any and all media questions with, "We're working hard, come out and see us." Well, the season is over and there are a lot of people seeing you tonight. What did working hard do for the team this year?
It was easy for us to take a dub. I think that was my favorite part.
Thank you for your honesty. Now for your question. You are a three-sport athlete and you are well known for your good looks. What advantages does being so handsome give you in life?
I think people don't realize that under all this handsomeness and muscle, it's a very sensitive person. And I feel like people don't realize that beauty comes within. But at the end of the day, I'm still handsome.
He's handsome and he wants the crown. Will you vote for him? Ladies and gentlemen, Arthur Dash.
Next up is Dane Ebersol. Dane is a true Renaissance man. He's a brilliant scholar, a talented musician, and a natural leader. So Dane, in this trying time, we've all been faced with difficult choices. We've had to learn how to live without some things that we previously couldn't picture being without. Dane, you have 3 sisters. Name your favorite 2 possessions that you couldn't live without.
Well, if I only had to pick 2 possessions that I could have, having 3 sisters, it's very important to have some very loud noise-canceling headphones, and also my car to get as far away as possible at all times.
I'm not letting you go with just that. I just got done binge watching The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. Let's hear your best basketball trash talk for your fellow competitors.
It's obviously I'm going to win. The rest aren't even competition.
MJ got the title. Will your vote do the same for Dane? Ladies and gentlemen, Dane Ebersol.
Our next contestant is Zach Millay. Zach is a 3-sport athlete and a future chemical engineer. All right, Zach, I'm going to combine 2 popular pageant questions into one because I know you can handle it. If you had to choose between creating world peace and ending world hunger, which one would you choose and why?
First of all, the important thing is I want to cure childhood cancer. Honestly, I would create world peace because by ending conflicts, the battle of hunger would solve itself.
What an impressive answer. Not only did you find a way to accomplish both objectives, you also reminded everyone why we're here, to raise money for the 4 Diamonds Fund to cure childhood cancer. That was quick thinking.
I'm called the Asian Flash for a reason. That's just who I am.
Is he fast enough to run to that title? Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Millay.
Next, we're going to talk to Jaden Miller. Jaden will be a Temple Owl this fall. Jaden, here is your question. In today's society, many people are critical of pageants like this, saying that they objectify the contestants and promote an unrealistic body image. Are you worried that people will treat you differently after the Mr. Middletown pageant?
Well, Mr. Kaiser, when you have a perfect body like me, it's pretty easy to understand why people just see me as a piece of meat. I just can't imagine what people like Garrett and Joey must feel having to compete with me
Well, we all know you're a top contender here. So what do you do to stay in such peak condition?
So my favorite way to stay in shape is definitely cardio. What I do is a little secret. I get in the car, I go really slow, and it clocks on my watch, so it makes it look like I'm running. I can go for a lot of miles in that day.
And we'll see if you can keep going all the way to victory. Ladies and gentlemen, Jaden Miller.
Almost halfway through, let's jump to Johnny Jumper. Johnny is a swimmer, runner, and soccer player. Johnny, we know that during this difficult time, people have been struggling to deal with one change to their routine that you clearly have been able to excel at. So tell us, what are your secrets of proper hair care during the pandemic?
So before the pandemic, I clearly didn't have as much hair, and I wasn't a total caveman, so I didn't have to worry about proper hair care as much. But since this pandemic hit and I've became a mountain man, I have to have rigorous exercises to make sure it's properly taken care of. So 1, I have to shampoo and condition 3 times daily. 2, I have to blow dry it for 5 minutes total, not more, not less, on proper heating conditions, because it can't be any more than that. And if you want, you guys can look as full and luscious as this coconut head look.
Well, while your hair doesn't show it, this has been a grueling competition. You guys have put in a lot of work. Do you have any closing words for your fellow contestants?
Goodbye, everyone. I will remember you all in therapy. That's probably why I have my nails painted.
Will his nail color match the sash from Mr. Middletown? Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Jumper.
And now I'm going to bring up my pride and joy, my son, Brady Kaiser. Brady is an avid outdoorsman, and he just built a fire pit in my backyard. Brady, you've had a very successful journey during your time at the high school. You've been an all-star on the varsity soccer team that I coach. You've been chosen to go into a career as an electrician that requires a solid mathematical background, which I would know as a math teacher. Usually there are people who have been instrumental in your journey that you don't get the chance to thank publicly. So, my son, who has been your biggest influence as you've grown up, and why?
I would say definitely my grandfather, because he is the reason why I have a love for tools and working with my hands. And also, he is a big part in the career path I have chosen.
I agree that your grandfather has been a great influence for you, but I don't want to limit you to just one person. Is there anyone else you'd like to thank? Maybe he'll get to thank everyone for voting for him. Ladies and gentlemen, Brady Kaiser.
Our next man up is John Moyer. John has been a DJ for our school radio station for several years, and he is also quite the musician. Let's learn a little bit more about him. John, many people claim to be an open book when it comes to sharing things about themselves, while others tend to be more private. How would you describe your philosophy on letting people in to your life story?
It's really hard to be a closed book if you tore off the front and back covers.
I'm not really sure what that means. Let's ask that a different way. What is your personal philosophy on life?
My sort of philosophy is ask and you shall receive, but I skip over the ask part and I give you my 2 cents anyways.
I'm sorry, but I think I'm still kind of confused. What does that even mean?
I really don't know. That's my sort of charity. Might be why I'm doing man pageant.
He's a deep thinker. Will he be our big winner? Ladies and gentlemen, John Moyer.
Let's move on to Justin Yon. Justin was the starting catcher for the baseball team, and he'll be playing next spring at Penn State Altoona. Justin, it's always good to have people who support you in your life. I know your longtime girlfriend has been instrumental in helping you prepare for this pageant. What are you planning on doing for her once conditions are relaxed?
Get away from her as much as possible. Wait, I said that wrong. Never mind.
This is a little awkward. I'm going to change the question. You're known as an intellectual. You have a very analytic mind. You're quite skilled with computers. You're trained in coding and in calculus. Can you explain to me why my iPhone never works right after I download the latest updates?
So using my computer skills, I would say that it goes to the operator. So with your skills in Canvas and how you can't operate it correctly, I would say it is user error.
Would it be your error if you don't vote for him? Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Yon.
Up next is Joey Spear. This year, Joey joined the small number of Middletown wrestlers who won the 100 matches in his career. Next year, he'll join his older brother as a Nittany Lion. Joey, your brother was a contestant in this competition 2 years ago. He was unable to come through with the victory. What would it mean to you if you were able to go one step further than him and win the crown?
Well, you see, my brother always did well, but my main objective was to always do better than him. Saying that I'm more athletic and smarter than him gives you one more thing just to rub in his face.
You seem truly motivated to win. As a future engineer, you must have developed quite the plan to get the victory in this competition. Let us in on a few of your strategies you're planning to use to win the vote.
No.
Can he add the title of Mr. Middletown to his wrestling trophies? Ladies and gentlemen, Joey Spear.
Last but certainly not least, we'll get a chance to talk to Garrett Miller. Garrett has been patiently waiting for his turn, and as you can see, he's been psyching himself up in preparation. Garrett will be attending Westchester this fall. Garrett, you have many things going for you. You were a captain of both the baseball and soccer teams. You are a high-achieving scholar. You're going to an excellent university in the fall. With all of these advantages in life, do you still look up to any of your fellow competitors?
Being a top-level athlete in this competition, I aspire to be like Jaden and Dane. They are my physical role models. Every day I train and eat an extra meal, so one day I can be like them.
All right, let's get serious for a moment. What do you feel is the most important issue facing today's teenager?
The most important issue facing today's teenagers definitely has to be the coronavirus. It has not only canceled school, but it's also made it so much more difficult to raise money to find a cure for childhood cancer.
And now your vote can help in that fight and help this guy win the crown. Ladies and gentlemen, Garrett Miller.
That concludes our interview competition. Let's hear it for all of our contestants.